what are we playing, Bob? Point plays.
Kings of War.
Kings of War. Clash of Kings 2019 as well. Bang up to date.
Forces of Nature versus Undead.
Forces of Nature. I've not faced these before.
I've not played them before.
Because this is right, because you're doing a special thing, aren't you?
Yes.
Tell us about your special thing.
So it's hashtag paint 12 and 12. 12 armies are 12.
Impossible.
When I say armies, that's actually the mega army deals that Mantic Games, of which this is one.
So how long did that take you to paint everything here?
18 and a half hours.
Wow, and how many models are there here? Well over 100.
105.
Yeah, brilliant. So
that included the base here as well. So the naiads are on a sort of
it's all based,
base,
yeah,
which took some time to dry, and that's the drying.
Wonderful. So what do you have in your army?
So, moving from left to right, we've got a greater earth elemental, who's just a big bit of rock.
Yeah.
We've got two hordes of salamanders. One of these do have some items on them, actually.
Yeah.
One has got the orcish skull pole,
right,
which gives them headstrong, but it can disappear on a 4 or 3 up.
Cool.
I can't remember.
Yeah, headstrong's good.
The other's got mace of crushing, which is, I think, it's a re-roll for one missed hit in melee.
Oh, great, yeah.
We have one horde of ensnarers with mace of crushing.
Oh, so they're -1 to hit when you charge them, aren't they?
Yes.
Very good.
Oh, with ensnare, yes.
Really good.
And they have regeneration for.
Cool. Is that only to the front?
Ensnarers, yes.
Yeah, brilliant. Good to know. Good to know.
I did overestimate how many figures it got, so in the army 100-point army list, I thought I got another regiment of ensnarers. I haven't, so that's been replaced by Forest Warden.
Or what's he? Is he like a tree man? Is he?
He's basically the leader of the Forest Shambles.
Oh, he's like one. Yes, good. It's like an elven spirit, like a tree spirit, isn't it?
Yes. So we've got a regiment of Forest Shamblers, and we've also got 2 troops of officers.
Nasty. I don't know what anything does.
No.
So it's going to be a really interesting battle for both of us, aren't we?
Fresh off the painting table.
Wonderful. So what have I got? I have essentially a big because Bob is playing an army that essentially is in a box. I've put some restrictions on myself, and that is I won't choose anything that is the same as anything else. I won't repeat any choices. So what we have here is a horde of skeletons with spears, because I love skeletons. That's why I play the undead. There's no army I play without skeletons in. Exactly. Revenants, just a regiment of those. A horde of zombies. Mantic's fine zombies. Sorry, it's not. You're right. It's a legion. Thank you for that. It's a legion of zombies. Oh, I love it. Yeah. Well, because it's that marvelous. A legion of zombies. Mantic zombies being some of the best things out there ever, which are brilliant. Then we've got some ghouls as a bit of a skirmishing force. And a death pack that flies. The first time I'm using those today. I've not used those before, so I don't quite know how they'll go. A troop of wraiths, because wraiths are ace. There's only one troop. I usually run 2 troops of them when I play, so we'll see how that goes today. Then we've got kind of almost a cavalry wing. I count werewolves as cavalry because they're fast and hard hitting. You know, they're like a light cavalry unit. So we've got Revenant Cavalry Regiment, a horde of werewolves, and finally the wonderful Soul Reaver Cavalry. Banner of the Griffin on the army standard bearer that's mounted. We've got a Lycanus for a bit of flank action and fast annoyingness, often to hunt down artillery, but he doesn't seem to have any, so we'll see what use we can put him to. And then a Leash King and a Necromancer, because for me it's not about the big killy characters, it's about how you manipulate the magics of the game. So here we are, set up. We've got a nice equal board here, lots of cover on both sides, which is great. I think I may have the lion's share of the hard building cover as the undead. We're used to frequenting the towns, the forces of nature coming in from the countryside, in from the woodlands, as the story might dictate. So that looks really great. So how have you deployed then, Bob?
There's no rhyme or reason.
Excellent.
I've got 2 hordes of salamanders holding the middle.
There we are.
Because we are playing control. So
yeah.
The far sector there is worth 2 victory points. Every other sector The other 5 sectors is worth 1.2.
There we go. So essentially we've got to get into the opposite side to get the lion's share of the victory points, haven't we?
Yes, it's really hoping that these 2 units can go forward and enter that territory, and then hopefully hold or take some of the territory on the flank.
Very frightening. So, indeed, so you've got some missile troops on each side to secure your flanks as well, haven't you? There we go. And what do the salamanders do that's special? Are they just a big group of good fighters? Is that what they do?
They are, and they're pretty tough. They are counted as large infantry. They've got crushing strength +1. They are pathfinders, so scene makers.
Oh, okay, that's really good.
This unit's got blade of slashing. This has got the orcish shield.
Yeah, so
headstrong.
So they're a big unit of good fighters, but they've got tricks as well, which is great. And so what I've done is I've done a core of shambling stuff in the middle there. I put my Lycanis out there, hopefully to make him deploy some stuff on his right, my left, which he's done, which is good. However, you'll notice there's not much there, so really that flank's almost lost to me at the beginning. Refused flank. So the but in the game we've got to take the whole board. That may not be a good idea. So hey ho, I can't say that there was any genius in that.
If you want to kill stuff though.
Oh, hopefully if I can knock a flank out, but there's so much terrain in the way that it may not be possible. But that's great. That's why I like playing war games with lots of terrain in it. It creates challenges. Absolutely, stories. Getting caught at that fence, getting caught at the Stamford Bridge. Getting caught on the bridge, is part of the history of war, isn't it? So I think we respect that by doing this. And I've put all my cavalry type units on the right there in the hope of getting a good charge off or two in the future at some point. There we go. Oh, and I put all my characters in the middle there to support each other.
I think this is
and the troops ahead of them.
The ruined villages of Primavantor.
Oh, nice, like it. Yeah.
One of the the major old kingdom of Mantic. It's fallen into ruin, but some dastardly necromancers come along and raised up the villagers.
We have. They died.
And the forces of nature have taken offence to that.
Well, indeed, and I'm wondering what's in that graveyard in the middle. I think there might be something magical. I can feel something, so I want it.
Yes.
I want it, so I'm going to go. Indeed. So a move forward, a stern line abreast move forward for the forces of nature, everything coming forward, supporting each other. I have moved the zombie legion and the horde of skeletons essentially to try and block off the inevitable attack to my flank as I go for Bob's left, my right, and I've started to move the cavalry up on my right, and all the characters, because my characters are not really combat characters apart from the Lycanis, have essentially sought refuge in the centre of the army. So say that again, sir.
One measly
all
this way, and of course one measly
all the woodland he has strode through.
From the heart piercers into the Revenant.
-1, you see, that's what got through the armour. They're armour 5 normally, aren't they?
Yes, so heart piercing give them force, yeah.
So we've designated this graveyard in the middle as impassable. No one dare tread upon it, you see. No one dare tread upon it. Sacred ground. No one can. So everyone's manoeuvring around it, and you can see the V formation of the salamanders there as they desperately try to manoeuvre around. And I'm absolutely the same. Look what I've done as well. I've put everything into a right chaotic mess trying to get around it.
May not have been the best placement of scenery, Andy, for the game.
I think it's created challenges that I wouldn't normally. Yeah,
it's asked a question.
Exactly, it's asked a big question, hasn't it? A big question of what the hell am I doing? And he's closing the door here. He elected not to use Surge, and I think that's because really he didn't want to bring himself into charge range of the zombies, to be honest, because that's a big. It's a big legion, isn't it? It's a big legion. It's a bit intimidating.
Legions go. It's rather.
It is. Moving stuff forward. Move the zombies back slightly. I don't like the idea of all that stuff coming in on them. I've moved everything else a little bit forward. We've charged with the Revenant cavalry and the werewolves. The Soul Reaver's not quite confident enough, I feel, to charge a horde on its own. I think it's going to need support. Yeah, he wanted it, didn't he? Secretly he wanted it. Everything else has moved forward. There's no magic this turn. We've beaten the ensnarers down to Snake Eyes. Yes, and they're off.
It's a double.
But they're off. Absolutely, not the one we were after. There are. So good. So we've done the charge there. We've got into the flank. and killed the ensnarers, and first blood to me, but I'm still feeling it's an uphill struggle because that's a big horde and it's going to kill the revenants really bad. More tentative steps for the forces of nature here as they move forth, stalking the huge meat shield of the zombies there, not ready to charge them yet, but well in control of the centre and the right hand of the field. So why do they need to? They're doing well with the strategic objectives. So I think playing the objectives here, playing the scenario, is going well for Bob at the moment. The salamanders pummeling
with their flaming
Bane chanted by the druid, is that
yes.
right? Do 7 wounds to the revenants, only saving on a 3 after that. So on a 10, you'll get rid of them.
An 8.
Oh, they're safe.
Disappointing.
Oh, well, that has saved my bacon. That has saved my flank. I would say that could put the undead in the ascendant on their right.
Yes.
On the nature's left.
I concur.
That's given me a few options. So on to the undead turn 3. The zombies retreat further in the face of an immense potential attack on my left. I'm worried about that, I've got to say. It's essentially, I'm beating my way past that flank, but I've just given up that flank. The skeletons have gone in support of the zombies, however, so hopefully that will give them a little bit more support when it comes down to it. Just another unit to throw in as a roadblock, I hope, really, if nothing else. So
battle could sort of turn.
Yes, this is like a massive. It's like a massive clock.
It's a dance.
It's a dance.
Yes.
It's a dance, and the ghouls just retreating there. Absolutely. The revenants have gone forward again, just in support. They won't be needed just yet. So in the big news, the cavalry wing. Somehow the revenants surviving.
Yes.
I don't know how that happened. So they were smashed by the salamanders and survived. Needed a 10 though to break them, didn't you? But hey ho, that's when it happens.
Yeah.
But that means essentially another couple of wounds. Yeah, and it means essentially my major combat power has been able to engage in one turn. That's what I wanted. That's what I was not happy with last turn. Yes. But this turn, everything's been able to charge that I want, which is good. Slightly out of surge range for the raise, bit disappointing, but hey ho, we'll hope and try and improve myself so I play better next time. Well, you've had your share of bad rolling, so maybe it's my turn now. The werewolves do a massive 13 wounds to the heart piercers and roll boxcars, double 6. I love it, boxcars they say in America. I rather love it across the pond, they use such terms. So yes, indeed, master crafted. Fine gents, indeed. Bound and care, but fine gents. We love them. Boxcars, wonderful. So the heart piercers gone.
No, we don't.
Okay, so the revenants.
He's inspiring.
Right. So the revenants have crashed into the salamanders, only doing 1 wound, but the soul reavers, to be honest, in the flank, Bane chanted,
yes.
Getting a 5 first, but inspiring. There's the roll for the second. They were on double 1s to survive, and they don't survive. So that large unit taken out in short order, and then we'll do some reorientation before the next turn. There we have the end of the 3rd turn.
Yes,
and so my flank's looking good.
Yes.
I've got to say, but overall, Bob is still in charge of the game.
No, I don't think so.
But I've positioned myself well. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
Movement of Bob's forces of nature. He's moved this unit of are they heart piercers there?
These are ensnarers.
The ensnarers, the heart piercers have gone back a little bit to hold that quarter. The ensnarers have come forward to kind of outflank the zombies when they go forward to the inevitable charge for the big horde unit. Now we're surging at the moment, so what's that? Is that a forest shambler there is surged forward, and then the warden, I think, is
tree herder.
The tree herder, is coming forward as well.
Surging the forest.
Still a lot of combat power for me to deal with. It's got to be said, and that's where we're at the moment. I think he's left his character there, which means I've got to go through him. Which is horrible.
Would you mind if I meant to charge him?
No, of course you can. No. I to be honest,
ridiculous.
I don't play a rule. It's weird. I don't play a rule where you do the charges first. I know that's weird. It's just the way I play it. So double 6 to waver.
Oh, it's a double
he's
six.
done, so he's wavered the Soul Reaver cavalry with his single veteran. So hey ho.
That was tactical genius.
I can't say I'm happy, but maybe just desserts. Oh, I forgot the inspiring rule. I forgot the inspiring. Yeah, these guys are inspiring. So yes.
The Lord giveth, then the
well,
vampire taketh
maybe
away.
maybe you deserve, with my shenanigans, you deserve the.
Oh!
No, I'm fine. Luckily,
That was close, wasn't it?
I admit a sigh of relief. I didn't know what I was going to do there. So yeah. The zombies finding perhaps bravery they didn't have in life, turned, moved off, and then were surged into the incendiary unit there. The spear-armed skeletons moved from here, there, and then were surged into the unit of, to be honest, hideous salamanders there. Horrific. The skeletons actually do better than I thought they would, doing 6 wounds. My goodness, I'm even above the armour of 5 that the salamanders get. It's first time fighting them, so I'm really impressed with their heavy infantry goodness.
Yes.
So I would need double 6s to even waver them, which I don't get, but that's absolutely fine. So that's 9 plus 6 is not enough.
No.
It's 15.
It's 21.
But I'm still proud of my boys.
Yes.
Still proud of my boys.
I'd be proud of them.
I am. I'm okay with that. So the Revenant Cavalry go into the Forest Shambler. Has he, like Undead, does he not have a waver score?
He does not have a waver
Okay,
score.
so he gets 1 wound back, the Revenants do,
Yep.
for their bloodthirstiness. Oh,
I've survived a shock.
well, you're fine. I mean, to be honest, that was the roadblock you needed along your back line, and you've achieved that. So well done. Very good, very good. Oh, the Soul Reavers against your veteran had to go next. 8 damage done by the Soul Reavers to the individual there.
Yes.
8, 5s to break. Yes, he gets it. Inspiring. And I still get it. He's inspired. I rolled again for inspiring, and I still get enough to do him. So they can overrun now, which they will do. D6, isn't it?
Yeah.
3. So here's the board as we enter into turn 5. Is that, how many turns is it? Is it 6 turns? 6 turns, and we roll for an extra one if we need it. I would rather it finish now, because my left is about to collapse. But other than that, we're doing okay. We've got obviously the inevitable counter-charging here. A brief discussion on whether to put the heart piercers into the zombies, thinking there's no way that's going to add to any breakage that the zombies are going to take. They're essentially almost there for the game now.
They're there to claim the points.
Yeah. So they'll claim the point for that quarter. The salamanders have gone into the horde of skeletons, and to be honest, that's probably going to be enough to do them. So we'll see what happens there. And both the you have to tell me what they're called, the Forest Shambler and the Tree Herder.
Greater Earth Elemental.
The Greater Earth Elemental. So the Greater Earth Elemental, with sneaky shenanigans of having it done back to me, has been surged into combat with the Revenant Knights. So are probably no more than I deserve. So the Forest Shambler and the Forest Shamblers and the Earth Elemental do 9 more wounds. Is that right? Have they done 9 in all? 9 in all, haven't they? They've done 6 this turn. Is that right? How many have they done?
They've done 9 in all.
In all, that's right. Yes. So 9. So what's their nerve?
I need an 8.
You need an 8.
It's
Wow,
above
that's
average.
doable. It's doable.
It's above average.
It's doable.
And you've probably got some
I've got an inspiring thing.
No.
Oh, they survive once again.
Disappointing.
The Revenants are almost man of the match.
Yes.
Almost man of the match.
Yes. The man that
Doing
matched by
far
the pain
too well.
causing me.
Far too well. Scary. However, that has, sadly, for me, blocked off my super hard Soul Reavers from charging anything. I don't think they can see that Forest Shambler. The middle man there cannot see that Forest Shambler unit. What do you think?
From here?
Yeah?
No.
So he can't charge.
No.
He can't order them to charge, can he? So there you go. So there's a small mercy.
We have to be grateful.
We have to be grateful. Yeah, indeed, you do. You do indeed. Very
right,
good.
let's move on to Salamanders.
Indeed. So this is the view from the commander's position. Is all of my troops? I've arrayed them out in front of me. Essentially, this is my shield. to the left, and my sword is at the back,
say
trying
meat
to
shield,
stab him from behind. That's right.
Bone and rotting flesh shield.
Absolutely. So the ensnarers did 7 wounds, I think, to the zombies there, and we're not really worried about that too much. The skeletons did well.
They did. I'm sorely disappointed.
They could be, meant that they have really saved that flank.
Yeah.
I was really expecting to lose them and get side charged with the zombies, and I thought it was going to be over. I thought that flank was lost. And I was just going to throw roadblocks at them. Big, that is big.
Them, yeah.
Bigger than the Revenants who survived the onrush by the woodland beasts.
By the woods and the rock elemental.
It's frightening, but they stand stalwart nonetheless.
I will remain adamant that this army has suffered the newly painted army syndrome.
Do you think that's what it has?
And the incompetence of the general.
Oh no, I don't. Well, I don't think there's any bad decisions as such because I bottled up there terribly.
Well, it's.
I think you just bounced off of nerves.
It's not knowing what my army does.
Yeah. Okay,
But
so
I'm not claiming that.
No, absolutely not.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I mean, you know that any army's
splendid, doesn't it?
That's, I'm going to say, I'm sitting here looking at my forces arrayed in front of me. So I'm that Leash King there. You see, I'm that Leash King there, and I am looking at my forces, going, "Yeah, you're doing okay. Yes. You're doing all right. Well done, my children. Yes. My children. You are all my children. I am bringing peace to the land of Mantica.
Really?
I don't like war. Yes, everyone.
Balance.
I'm bringing peace.
Okay.
There's no balance here. I'm going to bring peace to everyone. Everyone will be at peace. They'll rest in peace. Not a great deal to report as the zombies slam back into the ensnarers, the skeletons slam back into the salamanders, and the werewolves come off the hill, and the rays come off the hill there and slam into the side of the woodland creatures. The revenants there, pushing their luck perhaps, have gone straight into the earth elemental. The soul reavers looking a little bit dejected. They're wondering what they're going to do for the rest of the battle. They're kind of stuck there, so they've just shunted to the side.
I liken them to sort of English knights of old.
Yeah,
they've done their bit.
They've done their bit.
Just letting the rabble
finish off. I think that's what they're doing, isn't it?
They soil their armour.
Indeed.
Wear out their horses.
That's it. They just have to beat another squire to death after not cleaning it properly.
I think it's a perfect
exactly.
Battlefield.
I think absolutely. Yeah. I think you're right. You see, Bob is also a necromancer. He understands the methods of command that are necessary. So he does have a dark heart. So with 6 damage done to the ensnarers, how many did they have last turn?
5.
5 already. So
no, they've healed.
They regenerated, didn't they? I'd love that rule. That's really good. I think wish we had that.
No.
That'd be quite. Can we? No. Okay. So what do we need? We need 7s to break. No.
Hang on.
These big dice.
7 or 9.
7 or 9s. We're after.
It's an 8.
It's an 8. So it's a waiver.
11.
So how many did I do then? 5 more. So they're on 11 now. 11 now. So
now a double 6 will get rid of them.
Really? My goodness. No.
Double 3.
Double 3 won't do much.
No, won't cut the mustard.
Still, life leech back. The last one.
And they're fully healed.
And they're fully healed.
That last skeleton has scrambled to his feet.
So 4, the Revenant Cavalry, without their thunderous charge now, because they were charged last turn.
Still immovable.
Yeah, cannot be wavered. So the Revenants, if they're still injured, take another life leech. How many wounds are they on?
On 6.
Oh well, okay. They're not for this land of Mantica much longer. But hey ho, the wraiths are slashing cold and deathly, and the werewolves clawing have done a load of wounds. So we're just hoping not to get double 1s now. Pretty close, but they're gone. Are they inspiring?
That, please, yes.
He loves making me do it.
I do.
So we're okay. We're okay.
See the reroll.
They're dead. So there we go, and we'll reorient and then go into
the final turn.
The final turn. So that was turn 5, was it?
Your turn 5.
That was my turn 5. Good. Brilliant. We're going to interrupt this turn as something news happens. So we have the newsflash. The heart piercers took another 4 wounds off of the zombies. But that's not the big news. We've got, who is it? A druid, is it?
We have the druid.
The druid.
A legendary
spell. What's that? You can only have one in an army. Is that right?
Something similar.
I think that's what you're allowed. And what's it? Is it the Alchemist Curse? Explain what that does. It's new. Clash of Kings.
Spells, some are one use only.
Yeah.
However,
this one's not. Yeah.
This has a range of. I don't know a range.
I don't mind. I want it to be in range.
Oh no, I'm in.
Yeah, that's good. It was going to be in range. I was going to just say it's happened.
I thought that was the biggest anticlimax.
Oh no! I was going to decree. I was going to take the damage anyway.
So instead of rolling to damage as normal, each roll under the target's defense, including rolls of 1, cause a point of damage.
Oh, so high damage, high defense people are bad.
That's exactly.
So I need 6s to save.
I roll.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. But if you only 6s save me, so how many damage is that?
It would be the time when I roll 3 6s out.
Do you? So 10 dice. That's really good.
It's it's Alchemist Curse 10.
That's amazing.
So 7 wounds.
I would consider that a spell.
And the raise.
Wow.
Regiment. So there's a chance I could get.
Well, there's a big chance they're not. They're a troop. They're not very. Yeah.
On a 5.
You could proper have them.
A 5.
Excellent. So are they within 12 inches of?
I think they probably are. Of this guy or this
guy? Well, the banner preferably, because it'll give them a +1.
Yes, so that's ruined my night.
So he's actually okay?
They're alright.
Excellent. Yes, Banner of the Griffin comes to the rescue.
So I did 7, didn't I?
7. That's still a really scary amount to a very deadly unit.
A great spell,
yeah.
So that's 5.
5 damage to the werewolves.
There's a chance.
They're doable. They're doable. They could be killed.
A 9.
A 9.
Oh no, they're a horde, aren't
they? They are a horde.
So I took a double 6.
Double 6, but could get it. I'm lucky this time. The tree hurt. Is that the tree? Oh no, that's the earth elemental.
Earth elemental.
So the earth elemental has done another 2, bringing the revenants up to how many wounds now? 8.
Nerve 17.
Nerve 17. We've got the banner of the Griffin near.
Nerve 18.
Oh, so I'm okay.
They're alright.
Okay. These revenants are absolute men of the match.
They are.
I
What would you do then?
I don't know.
And that horde of salamanders then, 25 attacks.
25 attacks. It's a lot of attacks, but we reset the skeletons through use of healing and
force.
Excellent, and life leech.
2, 4, 6.
It's a lot of hits.
8, 10, 12, 13.
13.
This is a chance.
13. This is a chance. 24 or something like that. There are.
13, they're a horde. 23.
23.
So 10.
10. Ooh, it could be done. It could be done. It's a reroll though. We've got Inspiring Near. We've got the Army Standard Bearer right at the back. 2 10s.
2 10s.
2 10s. What'd you get? Not good enough.
It's been my night, mate, that is.
Ensnares are wavered. So that's the end of turn.
It's the end of my match.
End of your 6. It's my turn 6.
My turn.
Essentially, we've locked each other into deadly combat. The werewolves have had to countercharge was it a tree herder over there? Yeah, tree herder. The revenants have had to countercharge into the earth elemental. The soul reavers stuck at the back, doing nothing, will stay again. And the zombies and the skeletons have gone back into the units in front of them, into the wavered ensnarers there, and the salamanders there. What I've done also is I've put the rays. Now, why have I done that? I put the rays right behind the salamanders. So it may be time to surge them in to the rear of the salamanders. Let's see if we can take them out, can we? I don't think we can, but let's see if we can. These zombies roll a flurry of no less than 11 6s out of 40 shots. I don't know, someone out there in the comments can do the mathematics for me there. So roll, what do I need?
An 8 to break.
An 8 to break them. Let's see what we get. Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
Poor incinerator.
They're gone. So I'm going to not elect to move forward. I'm going to elect to move back. D6 times is D3.
D3.
D3. 2. Back they go. Like that, just so that they're firmly in the scoring zone. There we go. They take 1 wound back. 3. There we go. Great.
20.
Skeletons, well drilled, do another 9 damage, taking the nerve up to 20. Double ones, so I could break them easily.
That's cock. I don't know how. Oh!
Oh! Oh my goodness me! Did it really happen?
It did.
So that is. Do you have inspiring near you?
I do have inspiring.
Shall we re-roll that?
Give me another double one.
Give me another one.
There you go.
There you go. So they're dead. The salamanders go down. Didn't even have to use the wraith that I cunningly charged into the back.
Into the rear.
My goodness. The skeletons were up to the task and won the war of hordes.
14 hits out of 30 on
I've
fives.
never seen anything like it.
In my life.
In my life. The Earth Elemental is now touchable by the evil dice of Doom, as he's now taken 6 because the Revenants did how many? 2 damage to him that turn.
I'm going to ask you to roll a double 6.
Double 6, gonna have to do it, and I don't. So there, he's fine. So I bounce.
Yes.
And then finally the werewolves. Right, Tree Herd is a stalwart fellow. He's got an armour of 6 down to 5, so I can't touch him.
No.
Can't touch him. That is the end of the game, I believe. That's the end of the battle. I have essentially been able to rip the centre out of the forces of nature.
And the flanks.
And the flanks. Well,
and the heart. And the soul.
However, your high defence troops have stopped me dead.
They have.
Yeah, they're essentially that. This was the sword punch. The sword thrust around the back has done okay in clearing the flank, but didn't really dominate.
No.
You did stop it dead with your high defence troops. Yeah, I think I was probably in the ascendancy overall, but I don't know. That Tree Herder was nasty. May well have got rid of the werewolves next turn. I think so.
I'd say that's a 4-1 victory.
4-1 victory, yes. And then the Soul Weavers were nice and fresh, though. So that's the thing, is the flank overall...
As any knightly order would do.
Indeed. I think they've had one charge in the whole game, absolutely annihilated something, and then just watched the rest of the army for the rest of the game. As you quite rightly observe, wonderful knightly demeanour there. And then I'm really proud of my hordes and my legion.
And your legion.
The Horde and my Legion did the real work. They were amazing, weren't they? There's no way they should have won that. Yeah. Band of the Griffin -29. There is a future. There's a future there, isn't there? Very good. Well done. Thank you, sir. Thank you. First time I played that in years.
Yes.
And although I am victorious, Bob Point did tell me half the rules. So some of the victory goes to him, I'm sure.
I should have told you some different rules.
Indeed. So as the smoke filters through the woodlands, the forces of nature retreats. Do we have any advice for those playing this game, taking their first steps into Mantica?
Hordes.
Hordes for the win.
Learn your army.
Learn your army, definitely.